Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a first impression on the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. I have heard a lot of good things about this, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up last weekend. And as you guys probably know from watching my channel, I don't really try out a lot of high-end foundations just because I feel like, I could just get a good one at the drugstore for like a fourth of the price, but I've been really wanting to try out a really good high-end foundation, and so I'm going to give this one a go today. And mine is in the shade 3.5.
So I'm going to quickly just read the claims on the back so that we know what we're kind of looking for. It says, it feels like wearing nothing at all, yet naked skin transforms complexions. Skin looks natural, illuminated, and bright, and the beautiful skin, like the beautiful skin you were born with. Weightless and virtually invisible, this revolutionary, paraben-free formula creates a flawless demi-matte finish. Light and diffusing spheres make you look professionally retouched. It's the ultimate in ultra definition. Okay.
So it's supposed to have a demi-matte finish and look flawless. That's all I'm pretty much getting from this. We're just gonna jump right into it. So to try out this foundation, I have already moisturized and primed my face. I'm gonna be doing my makeup as I usually do, just substituting my normal foundation for this one. So this is what it looks like. The packaging is super pretty. It's really sleek and it's sturdy, has a pump. Yes, I love when foundations have a pump. I haven't swatched this or anything yet, so we're gonna see if this even matches me. I'm gonna start off with just one pump. Ooh, okay. So I can already tell it's pretty liquidy. It's not insanely liquidy. We're gonna see how good a coverage that gives. I'm gonna zoom you guys in for this part. Ooh. So I'm just going to dot it on half of my face. And for this half, we're just going to apply it with a synthetic brush. I'm going to be using an angled Kabuki. So I can already tell this is a little too dark for me, but I think she matched me to it so that, while I'm getting darker in the spring, it'll, start to match me more. Just that little bit I put on my face, it's already kind of covering up. And it's not that bad to blend out. Now keep in mind that my skin is dry. I don't have, insanely dry skin where it flakes on a day-to-day basis, but I do have this little sucker right here that has been flaking a tiny bit, so we'll see how the foundation covers that. So I barely put anything on my face, and you can tell it just evened out my skin tone a little bit. That is a very, very light coverage, not something I would really wear, honestly. I'm usually a no foundation or full out foundation kind of girl. So we're gonna see how that builds up. Got the rest of that on there. That's one pump I'm putting on half my face. It looks like it's going on a tiny bit patchy on my dry skin. We'll see how it applies with the Beauty Blender. So I'm just going to take one more pump, and I'm going to do the same thing. Oh yeah, that's way better. I really recommend using a Beauty Blender for this foundation. Honestly, I'm not a huge brush person anymore ever since I picked this up. I'll have the link down below where you can get this. It's only $6 off of eBay. So there you can see it pretty much just evened out my skin tone. This side does look a lot more blotchy compared to this side. I'm going to add one more pump to my entire face. You do not have to do this. I'm just doing it for the camera because I want to see how good this can build. And I'm just going to put that all over my face, and because I like the application with the sponge more, I'm going to just go on to layer it with the sponge. And I can tell that this sets really fast. Like, after I blend it in, like, it's not tacky anymore. This does look like it sets pretty nicely. That looks like it covered all the acne scarring that I have. My pores actually look smaller than usual, which I have very large pores, not because I have oily skin, just because I have had really bad skin for the past year, and so my pores are very enlarged, and I can tell when a foundation emphasizes them or not, and this actually made them look a lot smaller, which is crazy. Okay, so I barely applied that second layer. It is definitely buildable. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll zoom you in a little more. If you can tell, it has no cakiness to it. It is very smooth. I feel like at a distance, it really looks like my skin. I I totally agree with the claims. It is definitely a demi matte. I can still see a little sheen to it a little bit. Skin looks natural, illuminated, and bright. I feel like it does look very skin-like, but I can tell I'm wearing foundation. Weightless, yeah, it's very light. I can't, it doesn't feel heavy whatsoever, but I think it did a really great job overall. This definitely is buildable. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my makeup and I'll get back to you in a little bit. Alright, so I finished my makeup and as you can see, I think the finish is great. It stayed demi matte. It was really easy to blend out my blush, highlight, contour. I had no problem with it, and it's completely set. It feels almost exactly the same as when just a little bit after I apply that second layer. It does set pretty quickly, but not to the point where you don't have enough time to blend it out. But as I said before, I did continue doing my regular routine, so I didn't powder the face at all. What I did is I added concealer on the underside of my eyes and a little tiny bit down the center of my face, so it did cover a tiny bit more, but it didn't make a huge difference. And then I just powdered under my eyes to set the concealer, but I did not touch the face in terms of adding a setting spray or a face powder. It is 12:28. Yep, that's my boyfriend. And I will check back in a few hours. Hey guys, so it is now 4:46, so it's been about 4 hours since I've put on the foundation, and it's still sorry if there's a lot of background noises. I'm at the park, but it's still looking really good, and it's soft and it hasn't faded much at all, but as you can see, it just looks great still, so you can have a good look at it. Alright, so I'll check back at the end of the night so we could just see how it did overall. Hey guys, so I'm back and it is 9:40, and so I've been wearing this foundation for about 9 hours, which is a lot. So you can definitely tell that my foundation has kind of gotten a bit oily, which I don't have oily skin whatsoever. But I have been kind of sweating. Because of that reason, I do look a little bit shiny, so I'm going to go ahead and just touch up. So I'm just using some MAC blotting powder. I'm just going to put that in my T-zone. Usually foundations don't last, crazy long on me, and so this foundation, it's still kind of faded a little bit blotchy on this side from applying it with the brush. On this side it did fade a little more evenly, and it's still kind of evened out my complexion, but you can definitely see the redness in my cheeks. The flaky skin that I had right here when I barely applied the foundation, it just smoothed it over so flawlessly, and you couldn't see it at all. It did not cling onto the dry patches, and even while the foundation faded, it didn't accentuate it at all, which is really nice if you have dry skin. Throughout the day, it did not settle any further in my lines. I think this really gives a flawless finish. I give it about maybe a 4 out of 5, which is I think what it got on the Sephora website. You might want to check it out. It's $39. I got it from Ulta. You could get it from Sephora. And yeah, so I hope you guys like this first impression. Sorry if I was a little bit all over the place. I haven't done a first impression in a while. And it can be kind of hard with foundations because it takes a little bit to truly know how the foundation works. But I hope this gave you a good idea. So I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright. Bye!